Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I'm going to use this run to take a short break from the Arcana Spotlight Series for Signature Arcana, and we're just going to put together a fun build and talk about some things that I've been looking into for the channel. First things first, let's go ahead and roll for soundtrack, and we get piano songs. Alright. Good to know everything is fair in the world. Alright, and I think for this one, we are going to do a dwarf build. Dark Sage, what the heck is a dwarf build? Well, it means I'm going to be a dwarf. Like, not literally, of course. You know, you and I both know that that's not really a thing. But I'm going to take up the axe. We're going to... let's see. We're going to do the axe, and then the hammer, and then that, and then what do we do for this? I guess it doesn't really matter, so we'll just tackle bitches. There you go, that seems like a build to me. Alright. Now what do I mean by things that I've been looking into for the channel? Well, what I mean by that is just other games that I've been interested in. There of course does lead into that, this kind of idea of, well, what other things are there that I could talk about while doing my gaming? Well, one thing that has been coming to mind, and this is something that I've talked about a little bit before. No, that's too easy. No. Come on. Chilling dungeons, we'll start at living courtyards. But what I mean is things to talk about would be like, topics for videos. Obviously the birds have some ideas. But in this case, I mean, like, topics like, obviously things to talk about. Like, well, no shit, is that what the word topic means, Dark Sage? You know what I mean. Anything good here? I wish. Maybe Vampire's Fangs, but that's... I don't know. I was hoping for something better. In this case, I mean, like, observations about life, or, heaven forfend, we could start talking about political stuff, but, I mean, if I'm being quite honest, I'd rather not. Considering just how overly political everything in the gaming landscape has been recently, I would rather not. Like, yeah, I've been following what's been going on with, Microsoft and Sweet Baby Inc. and whatnot lately. That doesn't mean that I'm, like, excited to talk about it. I follow it because I feel that the discussion of what's happening with not just all this DEI, ESG stuff, like, yeah, I think it's somewhat important to at least know about what's going on, but that doesn't mean that I want to make a frequent practice of talking about it. Like, it's one of those things that, even though, yeah, I know it's kind of important to talk about because it is talking about things like creative liberty and whatnot, it's just, I don't know, I don't like to get overly political on the channel. It's just not very kicky. Well, we're talking about power, so both this and Binary Splashdown are good. Just not for the enemies I'm facing. Alright, so... don't think I want to do Violent Thornstorm. Charge up Arcana are kind of iffy. I mean, I could also be talking about things like, you know, just observations of the world around me. Or just complaining. Like, I know that there are plenty of people out there that make quite a career off of just straight up complaining about things. And, you know, I know that there is no shortage of things to complain about. But that also leads back into that whole, you know, sweet baby ink, ESG, DSI bullshit that's going on, and maybe that's not the best course of action for me, because I know how I get when I get angry. But on the other side of things, there have been some games coming out lately that I have been interested in, as well as ones that have been out that have been catching my attention. Birds really want to let you know they're here. So just to give you an idea, I am recording this early in the afternoon, and yeah, it is broad daylight, so there are other birds around, even though it is cold. When I say cold, I mean it's goddamn winter again here in Minnesota. Like, to give you an idea, the high isn't even getting above, well, it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but I believe if you're measuring in the Celsius scale, we're not even getting above 0. Well, Dark Sage, you live in America. Why are you worried about the Celsius scale? Because not all the people that watch my content are from America, and I'm trying to be more mindful of other ideas. Because you see, that's what real inclusion is you take other people's ideas into account, and you do your best to respect them because they're people too. And I found myself accidentally starting to slip into what I wanted to say about the whole DEI thing. So I'm gonna try to cut it there, but understand that yes, I have thoughts, and they're not all super happy and made out of rainbows. Ultimately, what I'm getting at is that I'm trying to maintain a positive image and frame of thought. It is not the easiest thing to do when everything seems to be so negative at the moment, but I am doing my best. And I hope you are too. There's a lot in the world to be angry about, and not even just talking about things that have to do with us gamers. Like, everything in the world is just... It's a mess out there right now. Ow. So, I mean, take it all with a grain of salt. But yeah, there's a lot to be angry about right now. And I would rather focus on anything but that, but hey, if you guys want to talk about things that make us angry, we certainly can. Because there is a bit of catharsis in talking about, you know, the things that make us upset. Ow. Not only that, but it's good to have other perspectives on things. Yeah, it's not good to just sit and roast and wallow in your anger. But it's good to have people to talk to about the things that make you upset so that you have other frames of mind and reference. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's a lot that I'm unsure about in the world right now. And I'm not exactly... I'm not exactly against talking about any of it if it's something that you guys feel needs to be discussed. So let me know what you think about that, but also there are other games that I've been interested in. Obviously, I did a first impressions of the new Contra game, and after playing it some more on my own, I do have some more thoughts on that particular game. And that is that there are ideas in the game that, even though I don't necessarily hate, I do find frustrating. Like, I guess I figured there would be some things in the game that would frustrate me if I went out of my way to look for them. I want to preface this with the idea that I do ultimately like the game, but there are little design elements here and there that I think are bothersome. Like, the thing that really throws me off is how, like, I'm one of those people that really feels like I need precise aim. And one of the little niggles that I've come into with the game is that if you're already crouching and you go to hold down the button that holds you still so you can aim in all 8 directions. Like, this might just be a me thing, because a lot of people say that when they play games like Contra or Cuphead, they don't need that button. I find it to be particularly helpful. And one of the things that I've noticed is that if you're already crouching, when you go to hit that button, it actually just holds you in a crouching position. And the reason why that's a problem is because if you do like I do, and well, I mean, it's a run and gun game, so it's an action game, so there are times in which you have to react to what's going on quickly. So I'll go to hit down, like say down and the hold still and aim button at the same time, and it'll register me as crouching first. So what ends up happening is I just end up crouching and then not being able to move. You can see how in a fast-paced action run-and-gun game that would be a problem. What the hell, rabbit? There are things I especially like Dragon Dive. We're gonna upgrade our basic. Alright, I'll probably end up buying Dragon Dive, but I want to see... Well, to be fair, Dragon Dive doesn't inherently go with what I'm using, so maybe I won't. I just like Dragon Dive, and I was thinking another Earth-based spell would really help me sick it to the twins, but I already have 2 good Earth-based spells, so maybe I don't need it. So it's that, and some of the level designs, like, it feels like there's some unnecessary difficulty spikes. I'm also not the biggest fan of how some of the alternate characters outside of, like, the, you know, what you know as the 2 main Contra guys. Like, they feel iffy, to say the least. Like, they feel a little underwhelming. That having been said, I still like the game. I still support Way Forward as a developer. I'm just not 100% sure how I feel about just everything about that game right now. But in other news about games, there are two games that either have come out or are coming out quickly that I'm really interested in. See that. See that. What was here again? Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe I don't necessarily need Dragon Dive. And even though Airborne Slam seems neat, I have Vortex Veil, which does something similar. That, and I don't use Vortex Veil as often, so I kind of want to stick with it. Ow. Okay, sorry, but yeah, there are two games either coming out or soon to, are already out or are soon to be out that have my attention. Those two games being Artifact Seekers and Sworn. Now, Sworn isn't out yet, but it's catching a lot of tension for, well, not tension, but attention, for essentially being, you know, for lack of any better terms, Hades, but with a Arthurian legend setting. Which, to be fair, I think that sounds neat. Wow, I am just getting wrecked. So that game has my attention, because I'm sure by now you all know what I think about Hades. So that one looks good. And then there's Artifact Seekers, which looks a little bit... Which looks like it plays a lot like Vampire Survivors, but made with some new ideas thrown into the mix that I'm a fan of. But it also looks like there's other controversies going on with that game. Like there's, you know, claims that much of the art was made using AI, which, yeah, that's not great, and I can understand why people would be upset about that. But not only is there just not enough evidence to claim that to be 100% the case one way or another, but, you know, I'm sure if you look into it, there's other places where they're using AI where you would go, that seems really stupid and unnecessary, and ultimately, yeah, I agree. The whole argument, or, well, not the whole argument, because I agree, I don't like the idea of AI just taking over anything having to do with art lately. Artifact is kind of taking over anything having to do with anything lately, because now we've got a bunch of people going, wait, I don't need to try anymore? And it just kind of snowballs outwards from there. It's just become a tool for lazy shitheads to continue to be lazy shitheads instead of instead of something to assist, hardworking creative people continue to be hardworking and creative. So well, that didn't work out well. Yeah, chaotic echoes. No thanks. So yeah, I'm very much on the fence about Artifact Seekers, even though it's already out. I don't know, the real thing there is maybe I should just, play it for myself and make up my own mind. The game is less than $10, so it's probably not going to hurt anything to do that. Oh, hello. Summons. So that's interesting. I wonder if that would be better than Inferno Beam. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop this here, and we'll pick this up. Okay, that room was an absolute chaotic mess. I don't recommend it. Fortunately, that worked out in my favor. Ow, how dare you. Well, that was not cool. Alright, well, remember that for next time. Sometimes you need some slightly quicker stuff. But, yeah, I'm just going to call it good for there. And not every run can be a winner, and not every sentence goes the way you think it will. But, say goodbye to the birds. They're going to miss you. And you guys let me know what you think about either Artifact Seeker or Sworn. I'm very interested to hear what you guys have to say about those. In the meantime, I am going to keep working on some of the projects that I was thinking about working on, including getting back into Blasphemous again. which I know I just started picking that up again, and hopefully you guys are enjoying that. And then I'm also thinking about doing some things with some Wizard of Legend related stuff, and not just the Signature Arcana tier listings. So there's stuff to look forward to. But for right now, I just want to say thank you guys very much for watching and continuing to support my channel. I very much appreciate you coming and spending some of your free time here with me today. I hope you're having a fantastic day or night wherever you may happen to be, and I will catch you in the next one. My name is Dork Sage Walker, and you take care, everybody.